I would say that my service bureau, maybe we did about almost 50K with
Yeah,
just
I was gonna
getting,
say, I was like doing quick back and napkin
yeah,
math there. I'm like, you're over 50,000 like on your first
definitely.
year,
Yeah.
which is like that's nothing to complain about. Like,
I
yeah, sure,
know.
like I get it. Like, oh, I wish I did more, but like
Yeah.
50K in your like first year on a service bureau, like that's a solid number for sure. Like you came out swinging, so that's great. And then from now it's just like just go after like doubling that every single year, right?
Then
Now
you
you're
look
six
at,
figures this upcoming season, then multi six figures the following, right?
right.
It can scale really quickly. Welcome to the Service Bureau Accelerator podcast, where we help tax professionals start and scale a successful service bureau.
All right, we're here with another interview series of the Service Bureau Accelerator podcast. I am here with Ross and Sharonda. Ross, if you want to go ahead and kick it off.
For sure. So Sharonda, thanks for jumping in with us today. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. Thanks. Very good. So Sharonda, if we want to start the call, for all the people watching this video, all the millions of people out there, if you want to quickly like introduce yourself, share a little bit about your background in the industry, and ultimately kind of like what led you to joining the Service Bureau Accelerator.
So my name is Sharonda Bailey. I've been in the industry since 2019. I started off doing credit repair, and it just made sense for me. I had clients in credit repair, and I knew that they needed to do two things: file their taxes and fix their credit in order to purchase a home. So I kind of combined both businesses, and it just worked for me.
Cool. Awesome. And then what kind of led you ultimately to becoming a service bureau now and being like a software provider versus just the ERO preparing taxes?
Well, I was with a bigger company. Well, I was with a pretty big company in 2019, and I did a lot of the training for their entire company. And I was like, if I can do that for somebody else, I can definitely do it for myself.
Sure.
And so I just went on my own. I started out with, it was a group of us, and then I just kind of went on my own. I seen you guys' ad, and I signed up.
Awesome. Awesome. That's usually how it happens for a lot, for a lot of people. We always get on the, it's funny. I always get on the phone call with someone and they'll be like, yeah, I don't know what it is. I just like, I was thinking about this and I just saw your guys' ad and it was like, just a message from the other side, like, hey, come on over, come to Service Bureau
Yeah.
Accelerator. So yeah, it's very cool. Awesome. So, um, now had you ever looked at being a service bureau in the past or like, were you familiar with it? Or was like, when you saw our ad, was it kind of like the first time you heard about a service bureau?
I actually was under someone else as a service bureau the first year, and nothing happened. It was great. And then we were with a group of people, and one of the people just kind of wanted to introduce us into the Service Bureau Accelerator. And so we were talking about it. And then I was like, we're talking about Service Bureau. We went on Facebook, literally your ad popped up. Like you just said the word Service Bureau and it popped up. And we kind of watched the video, and one of the other young ladies saw one of your other, Lisa, that was on there, and we kinda was like, "Oh, that's the lady that," we kinda, talked to before, but we saw the video, and then we just signed up, so I don't.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So just kind of like perfect timing, perfect fit.
Yeah,
It's kind
perfect
of
timing.
it's so funny. I don't know how many times I've done that where like I'm having a conversation with my dad or something about whatever, and then we go on Facebook and it's like there's an ad for literally the thing we were talking about. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
they're
those of you who
listening.
don't, yeah, yeah, for those of you who don't believe it, the phones are everyone. They're always listening. Awesome, cool. So what like so you joined and that was last year, right? That you joined SBA
Yes. Yep, that was
last year.
last year.
Awesome. So like
Yeah.
first year, you're already
Yeah.
hitting elites. Tell us a little bit about your success. Like the first year, you put some pretty good numbers on the board, right? Like coming out of the gate. What was your strategy? Like how did you go about doing that? What did you execute? Were you just selling software? Did you do like a business in a box kind of thing? Like what worked for you?
So I come from a background in network marketing. So,
Okay.
it just made sense to duplicate the process, run the numbers. I'm a numbers girl. I went through the trainings. I got familiar with it. I already had my team from I've always had a team since I started. Maybe the first 2 years of doing taxes, I didn't take it as serious because credit was my baby, right? And then
Sure.
I
Yeah.
looked at the numbers like, "Oh, well, you can make a pretty good amount of money off of this." And then, once I started doing the numbers, it just worked. So I went through the trainings and I made sure that I can learn what was there so that I was able to teach it to someone else. And and we went from there. Yep. So I didn't really have a goal last year. I just took what I can handle, by it being my first year, and I just kinda got stuck with doing everything by myself. I was no longer with the team anymore, like, as service bureaus, like, 4 of us started together, and then it ended up just being everybody did their own thing. Someone went in real estate, someone did something different, and so I was just kinda
Yeah.
forced to learn it. So I didn't really make a goal. I wasn't for sure if I can handle too much, so I just took what I can handle, and I actually hit the goal without even trying. I just knew that I wanted my numbers to be at a specific place, and that's really what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to kind of piggyback on what you said, like you kind of had a team, you had people. I think a lot of people overlook there's a lot of people in the industry that have built teams and they just don't think of the service bureau as the opportunity to leverage the teams, right? So
Mhm.
it's interesting that you're able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so did you go out like to like growing your volume? Was that like were you just selling software to other EROs like to your like internally to your existing team, or like what was where did the volume come
Mhm.
from?
So some of the people from my team, they transferred over to become an ERO. And then I was already kind of networking. I already had my own private group. I also had my own CRM and I also had a tax academy. So I just put it all together and just put a price on it. And so they get everything. That way they don't got to go
Perfect.
everywhere. So that was kind of something that worked for me because I was pretty techie. I'm good with automations, and I just bundled it all together. I didn't run no ads, but I'm doing that this year. I'm running the ads this year.
Seeing everyone in the Facebook group like I got my ads going, I got my ads going.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
cool.
running the ads. Last year.
I think that'll be a very I think that'll be a really easy thing for you to launch. Like if you're already pretty tech savvy by the sounds of it, like getting into the ads, it's the big I think the biggest hurdle most people have is the interface of like running an ad, just because it is kind of a little bit complicated. But if you're good with that,
Yeah.
dialing in the marketing and messaging, like we got tons of lessons on that to help you structure it. So
Yeah.
I think you'll be pretty good, especially tying it into the automations and everything that happens
Mhm.
afterwards.
Yes.
Cool. So okay, awesome. So you went out and yeah. That's a really interesting thing. Like I've heard that a few times with where people were doing a tax academy, but they don't have software on the back end, right? Like it's just the training, and it's like, well,
Mhm.
what better way to grow the academy than also give them the software on the back end, because that's where you're going to make more revenue too, especially for people who go out and actually produce volume.
Right.
Like people, if you for anyone listening, if you're running an academy, you should have software on the back end that you give them as well as a part of it. Because like what better way to teach them and just give them the software, provide it to them, train them on the software so that's what they're familiar with, and they're going to go out and use it, and then you can generate additional revenue on the back end on all the volume they produce. So glad you saw that and just like connected the dots. You're like, oh, this is a perfect fit. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Very cool. Awesome. So if you, I was curious to share, like talk a little bit about your revenue numbers, if you're open to sharing it, because I mean, like this first year, you came out putting some pretty solid numbers on the board. Do you want to share? Like, are you open to that? Sharing kind of like what that revenue looked like?
Um, well,
You don't
yeah.
have to.
You
I
don't have to.
mean,
We don't have to.
um, actually, I feel like I could have did better.
Well, everyone feels that way. The reason why
Yeah.
is because, especially like year one, like you said yourself, like you didn't want to take on more that you can handle. Like you didn't know what you could handle. Like all those thoughts go through your head. They slow you down from aggressively growing.
Mhm.
Right. So everyone's like looking back and you
Yeah.
realize, hey, it wasn't so difficult to do all like the back end stuff. Then it's like, well, the analogy we always use and like what we always do in our business is we never want to stop what's bringing in revenue, right? Like we always, like if we're running ads or whatever you're doing, like your network marketing, whatever it is, like you never want to stop generating sales because you can always fix the back end processes that will overwhelm you because the money will help solve that,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You were at the convention, right?
Yeah. Definitely
So
was.
like what we spoke about with like the dumpster fire of like the pilot that we did,
Yeah,
like we had sales coming. We didn't stop the sales because there's a dumpster fire there. It's like, okay,
right,
no, we can fix that. Right. All right. How are we going to fix that problem?
right.
Oh, a lot of
So,
it just becomes your first year.
yeah. Well, my tax company itself, we did 6 figures. I did produce six-figure earners. I have one sub service bureau. One sub service bureau. I just needed to master that. I just end up getting that, just someone that came from my team. But I would say that my service bureau, maybe we did about almost 50K with
Yeah, I was gonna
getting
say I was like doing quick back of napkin
Yeah,
math there. I'm like, you're over 50,000 like on your first
definitely.
year,
Yeah.
which is like that's nothing to complain about. Like,
I
yeah, sure,
know.
like I get it. Like, oh,
I know.
I wish I did more, but like
Yeah.
50K in your like first year on a service bureau, like that's a solid number for sure. Like you came out swinging, so that's great. And then from now it's just like just go after like doubling that every single year, right?
Then
Now
you
you're
look
six
at,
figures this upcoming season, then multi six figures the following, right?
Right.
It can scale really quickly.
and then you could look at like, how you either increase your margins on your tax office side because your office is a customer of your service bureau.
Mhm.
Obviously the fees are probably different, so
Right.
you either you kept the fees the same to your customer and pocketed the difference, or you discounted your customer and maybe increased your client base, or you did something else. I don't know what you did.
Mhm.
I'm just there's a lot of different options you have there as well.
Awesome. So it, I'm curious to know like what do you feel like was maybe like the biggest thing for you joining the Service Bureau Accelerator in helping you grow the service bureau? Like, was there anything specific, whether it was just like the mindset, was it some of the training? Like, what was it that really helped you kind of push that envelope, or or was it just? I mean, I also think it was kind of like that perfect fit where you're already doing a lot of stuff. You're like, let me
Mhm.
just add this in and then like kind of push it a little bit more. But was there anything specific, like a key takeaway from our program that's kind of helped you get this growth in the first year?
Ooh. The training, the mindset, it definitely was the mindset for me. It's always been the mindset for me. Um,
Yeah.
and just having 2 different businesses. The tax company is one business and the software company is another business. It just allowed me to make another additional stream of income without working so hard, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah. No,
Um,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So that was pretty much it, was the mindset. I definitely love the mindset. The training is amazing. Like, you don't
Good to hear.
sometimes you either get the training and don't have the support or vice versa, but, we get both, right? And so now that I actually know the difference, between the service what a service bureau is, when I first joined, it took me, like, about a month to wrap it around my head, like, what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
It's an amazing program, like, really amazing.
I think for you,
Sometimes
from
I
what
don't
I
even
picked,
wanna share it with people.
you don't have to, right? You don't have
Yeah,
to do that
right.
either. You have a referral link if you
We'll
want to
do
use
Yeah,
it.
I
it.
know.
We'll
I
market
was
it. We'll market plenty. So
Yeah.
And then another thing, like you said earlier, like you have all these different things. So like I'm sure the offer training helped a bit where you're able to package it up and like, all right, cool. How do I take all these pieces and make it make sense?
Right.
Right. To kind of just have one solid core thing that you're selling.
Yeah, and the flow, like, the way that you guys teach us how to flow, with your systems, your SOPs, and sell the software, like, those are add-ons, now that I know the structure and how it works. The tax academy and all of that stuff is considered an add-on, but it's still a one-stop shop. It just kinda works for me, yeah, in that area. But, yep, the training is amazing, the mindset, just the numbers, how to,
yeah,
um
I was gonna dig a little bit deeper on the mindset. Did you feel like it was more like was the mindset for you more about like just getting clear on the business model, or was it more of like the goals and like the like shifting that mindset towards like okay, here's what I'm going to do, here's what the goals that I'm going to set for myself and really push for that, or kind of a combo of
so
both?
my goal was to make sure that the businesses that I ran all did 6 figures, and I was struggling with, having them individually do 6 figures, like, collectively, that would happen, but, once I got into Service Bureau Accelerator, it was easy, like real easy. It was like that missing piece, and the mindset of just knowing the numbers. I don't think a lot of people actually sit you down and teach you how to dissect the goal, right? So that changed a lot for me too. And then just knowing how it works on the back end, being with someone else, whether the numbers are higher or the fees are extreme, just learning that. And yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that's an important part too, right? It's like so the I like it, I can't remember the last time someone mentioned that about like the goal setting, but that's every now and then that comes up where someone's like, I really like that breakdown where it's like, okay,
Hmm.
here's the goal, here's how we reverse engineer it to be like, okay, this is my like, daily objective or weekly goal.
Hmm.
And then if I just focus on this weekly thing, chunk it down to a small objective, if you just do that consistently, you'll hit that goal,
Hmm.
right? So
And
so
even
that's
just
always cool.
balancing just your time outside of the business, and just setting that set time frame and just really going hard in business like that, that works too.
Oh, your
Yeah.
habit tracker.
Yep,
Yeah. Do you use the habit tracker as well?
I do. I use
You do? Oh,
everything,
awesome.
literally
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Perfect, perfect.
Yep.
That's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always I'll go in like waves myself where every now and then I'll be using it. Sometimes I'll like right now I'm kind of falling off. I'm not using it, but it's nice for especially if you're trying to do something new in life or in business, right? If you're trying to get back into the gym or you're trying to, do some prospecting for a business, having that little habit tracker there just kind of keeps
Yep.
that consistency moving. So that's cool.
Yes.
Good to hear you using that too. Awesome. What would you feel like is out of all the training? I kind of want to like one more question on that, just because we're talking about it. Was there any like I know you kind of talked a lot about like the mindset, but do you recall like maybe one specific video or a concept that really kind of clicked for you and was like a big shift, or was it maybe that goal setting or
Can't really say, there's a video that I can remember, um, but for me, it really is just the numbers for me. Like, everything I do is in numbers. Just knowing where I'm at, where I wanna go, and where I was, that kinda matters for me, but the anytime you talk numbers, that stands out for me.
got it?
So, it
Yeah.
was pretty much, um that convention was amazing. Man, I learned it was just so much, really. It wasn't at first the training, I felt like it was an overload, but, it just gave me everything, like, I didn't have to go and ask questions back and forth, it was just there. And so every year I just feel like start over as if you're brand new and go from there. And because last year I didn't even try to hit a goal, this year I'm just gonna smash it, right? Because I didn't even try
There you
last
go.
year. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's a big thing too that like I think most people need to do that is kind of like you said, like each year, like just kind of start over like you're going from scratch, right? Because you're gonna even going through the same training, you're gonna learn so much more your second time through it, your third time through it. There's gonna be concepts that maybe you just totally missed the first time.
Mhm.
But then now that you've actually done the motions, you've gone through it, you're gonna see that the second time around and be like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Or okay, I see how I can go and implement that. Or oh, I didn't do that last year. Let me go take that and use it. That's something like a lot of our members, like even a lot of our top producers, like, oh, I live in that training. I'm going through it all the time because I can always extract like more and more information out of it and go and implement it and help me grow even further.
Yeah.
So it's cool to hear you're doing that as well.
Yeah. I do like
Yeah.
the different strategies, because for me, like, I made my first 6 figures literally in network marketing in 30 days on social media, literally
Yeah.
through a text message, because 'cause I'm really introverted, right? Um, and so I've just kinda mastered social media for a while, right? And just because you guys have different trainings, like, job postings, you know, I also do try to master different platforms, like, right now, I'm just on TikTok, and, I am doing the cold calling, so I tried that as well because I'm kinda not, like, in the groups too much, so I'm just gonna run the ads, right?
There you go. There you go. That's the best strategy to
Yeah.
combat not being in those groups. Is like, let me
Mhm.
just go run ads.
But
Yeah.
it's
You
so
waste
many
too much.
different ways to do it.
People will waste too much time in those groups.
Yeah,
That
I can't.
yeah, yeah, it's like it's that double-edged sword, right? It's like on one side, it's like it's good because you can go and
Mhm.
you can network with people, but on the
Yep.
other on the flip side, you can just get sucked into like the drama and the nonsense, and it's like
Yeah.
just zero productivity
Yep.
time spent in there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just run ads, that'll solve it.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about those groups. Awesome. So my next kind of topic we always like to ask about is support. You'd kind of mentioned a little bit earlier where it's kind of like you get the training and the support to go along with it. What's
Mhm.
been your experience overall with our support? Like where you go and open a ticket and reach out to us whenever you need a hand?
I was fast. From the any issue that I've had, it was answered immediately, I think. Even from the beginning, I think we had an email issue where I gave one email and then I had 2 emails on file that was fixed. And then unlocking EFINs, that was done really quick. And I didn't even know what that meant, right? I didn't know what any of that meant. Even when I got approved for a loan from Refund Advantage, Baldy did that. I didn't even know who he was. I didn't even know he worked for SBA. I thought he worked for the bank. But I mean, it went so fast. It was done so quick. Anytime, like I didn't know that I hit the numbers, right? I didn't know that I was a part of Elite. I just worked. I just ran the play. And so I had to go back and say, "Well, did I hit the numbers? Because you guys are inviting me to convention, and I'm gonna go anyways." But Elite, okay. But it was very quick. It's very organized. It's really good system. Because I'm a techie person too, automated. So I'm like, man, this is dope, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I never had a problem with getting a answer from anyone. Your team is polite. I can say that. And it just works. It's pretty good. The way you got the setup, you always have somebody available. And even if what I do love is that sometimes I don't want to bother, right? So I'll send a little message, but somebody always picks up the phone and calls me and say, "Sharonda, we just want to make sure you got this." And even this being like my second year, they still pick up the phone like, "Sharonda, I know you started a year ago and you might know this, but we just want to make sure that we support you." So that was really well. That was a really good thing. I like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be hearing from us again in a few weeks because we're going to be go into the bank enrollment and you kind of with your master EFIN, it's like once a year. So we'll be on the phones reaching out to everyone
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
everyone forgets. Everyone forgets how to do those things. So we got to try and remind people.
Yeah. So you do it once a year and it's like the easiest thing to forget. There's one little
Mhm.
step that always gets missed, but we'll reach out when that time comes.
Yeah.
So moving forward, like looking into this year, like you said, your plan this year, it sounds like you're already on pace to like smash your goal.
Mhm.
What are you most excited about for like maybe next year? Like what are you excited about for the future of your service bureau and what your kind of plans and goals are for this business?
Well, I did something I can see through convention. When we went to convention, I was able to see the things that I did wrong in the business, and the things that I can improve, can improve. Which was 20% should never be one person on your team. It should never be just one person on your team. I just learned that, and that kinda happened to me, and then some of the people on my team, I moved too fast, right, to become an ERO, um, and it just kinda worked for me that now I don't have pizza holders, so now I can just move them all to EROs, and I'm kinda out of that PTIN holder thing, which is good. I can just really run the play now because it worked for me. It kind of hurt me a little bit, but it did work for me. I was trying to get out of signing up preparers under me, and just do my EROs, with a little mixture of the subservice bureaus, right? And it just happened that way. So I'm kinda, headed towards just selling the software, got my little add-ons. I have my personal clients, of course, but just training those people up that I've already poured into, and then just keep running the play, just keep getting more, selling the software so that I can have more people come in, so that way, 20% of my business isn't just one office, right, besides my
Yeah.
own, right? So I
Right.
Yeah.
did learn that, my first year and not to move them too fast. But yeah, it kinda worked for me this year. So yeah, I have a goal of, 100 EROs. I was gonna do PTIN holders, but not anymore. I don't have to do that, so I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
Show your EROs to go get
Yeah, yes.
prepares. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So we did the prepare training for them. Yep.
yeah.
To help them
Awesome.
run up, some more prepares. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, you're learning quick, which is good, right? Like that's always one of the I think that's probably the biggest bottleneck for most EROs when they become a service bureau is that separation, right? Like you mentioned that
Mhm.
early in the call, where you're like breaking, like separating those two businesses, like they're different businesses, they're different plays, and just really understanding that, and then okay, where do I really focus on the service bureau? But how does this business model really work, right? Like not
Mhm.
having all your eggs in one basket where you got like one
Yes.
big client where, if they're gone, half your business is gone overnight, right? So
Yes.
that's huge. And that's just for that long-term consistent scalability of the business where you can have more and more customers coming in. If one or two leave you, which, obviously you never want to happen, but it's going to happen. Even with us, we lose customers. It's not a big impact on your business, right? You still have that growth. You're not kind of, churning out customers left, right, and center. Yeah. Really, really
Yeah.
build that kind of foundation for the long-term growth of the business, which is awesome. Yeah, you're learning very quickly. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. Awesome. So, um, one last question that I have for you, and then I think Baldeep has one just to kind of wrap it up. But what would you say, like any feedback, comments, suggestions? If there's a lot of people out there looking to join Service Bureau Accelerator, what would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence and they're looking at joining our program? What kind of words of advice or wisdom would you pass on to them?
I wouldn't hesitate. Honestly, I wouldn't hesitate. A bank product is a bank product, right?
Hey,
A bank
you were
product is a bank
definitely you were
product.
definitely paying attention to that convention.
Yeah, yep. So, um, if you are looking to join Service Bureau Accelerator, I think it would definitely increase the revenue in your business. You would definitely change the mindset that you are currently in. It will help you niche down, know who's your target audience, who is your client, who you're marketing to. And it definitely will help you decide if you want a team or if you don't want a team. So I definitely would choose Service Bureau Accelerator.
Awesome,
All right.
awesome. Appreciate that.
Well, I got one. Oh, go ahead,
I
Russ.
was I was just I was just gonna make a comment. I love how you brought that up. Like when I was writing that slide, I was like, oh, people are gonna love this. With like the secret service bureau formula, and then it's just like one bank product with one bank product.
Yep.
That's it. Glad you remember that. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, that was memorable there, Russ. The convention.
Simple.
It was because it was so simple. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, one bank product is
Yep.
a bank product. Just get the bank products. That's the goal. That's the model.
All right, so I got one final question for you, Sharonda, and then we'll let you go. For the millions watching at home, if they're watching this and they're like, you know what, I kind of like Sharonda, I like what she's doing, and they want to work with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Oh, they can reach out to me either on my website at slbtaxpros.net, or they can reach out to me by phone 214-600-0453.
Awesome. And
All right,
that was slbtaxpros.net.
.net.
Perfect.
right,
Got it.
awesome. All right, well, thanks for being here, Sharonda. We'll go ahead and wrap it up, and to all the millions watching at home, have a good rest of your day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.